Hey guys, and welcome back to another brand new solo leveling video. And yes, today is the day where they revealed the new preview images for episode 8 of Solo Leveling season 2 and also the stuff list for that particular episode. So yes, I'll be covering all 5 new preview images since these haven't actually been revealed anywhere. So these are the first look of the actual episode 8 itself, and also I'll be covering the stuff list because this has to be one of the peakest stuff list of season 2 so far, other than episode 6 obviously. So I would say this might actually be the next big episode for Solo Leveling season 2. So without further ado, let's dive into the actual preview images first, and then we go and talk about the stuff list. So let's go. Alright, as for the first preview image, we have this look of a monster. And I am guessing this is Baran that was mentioned last episode, which is the Demon King. And if I'm not wrong, he is the boss or the quest that Jinwoo needs to clear. Basically, Jinwoo needs to defeat this guy. So I would say this looks great. I love the monster design of Solo Leveling, and his design in this episode looks insane. The horns, the body, the sword, it looks great. And the fact that there's that type of shading there, and then his eyes is getting that flare, I would say this is a very intimidating boss. And I'm guessing that Jinwoo might actually face some casualties against this particular person, because obviously Demon Castle will proceedly get stronger. I mean the creature in it, if I'm not mistaken. Having seen this particular creature popping up like this, looking all intimidating, I just hope he puts up a good fight against Jinwoo, because in episode 6, the Karugalgan dude literally just got death by Jinwoo. I mean, like, look at how easy it is for Jinwoo to fight against him. So I really hope that this particular fight in general will have some casualty, at least for Jinwoo. Basically, Jinwoo having the difficulty to fight against him, just like that one episode with the Ice Elf, because obviously that is pretty easy as well. Well, I mean, he practically defeated the Ice Elf with the help of Igris and Ayin, but I don't really care about that. But having to see an opponent that is much stronger than Jinwoo by a large scale, and having him to figure out how he will be handling this situation is really fun for me to actually watch, because I can see Jinwoo is growing as a fighter. So that's basically why I do not want to see a huge gap of a power between Jinwoo and his enemies, just like the episode 6. But obviously I don't care, it's just a very big Sakuga fest, so people don't really care. But as for me, I would love to see a huge gap, or maybe at least a gap between both of these people, and then let's see how Jinwoo will handle this situation. So yeah, overall I am looking forward to Baran. And as for the next preview image, we have this image of Jinwoo, and I would say the chief animation director did an absolutely incredible job at correcting his face, because here we can see a more rounded face for Jinwoo, something that is, I would say, the vibe is much closer to the manhwa itself, and this is what people has been wanting. So yeah, pretty cool frame of Jinwoo. I'm pretty sure he is activating his necromancer power here, and I am guessing that this is when he is preparing to fight Baran, hopefully. So yeah, he looks pretty serious here, so I hope again he will face some difficulty against Baran, and obviously he looks great. This frame of Jinwoo looks great, so I hope that most of the time he is on screen, he will look this good. Next up, we have a look of Igris. This is a pretty awkward frame, because I'm pretty positive that this is actually in motion, on motion, I guess. So yeah, we got the purple scheme back, so I'm guessing that this is apparently going to be their main color in the future. I mean, like, I didn't see this scheme of color for the regular soldier, so I am positive that it's only for the general, but I don't know. But I'm guessing that this is going to be a pretty cool looking sequence, because this is a very awkward frame. So yeah, I don't have anything to comment. We also have this random dragon. This is the dragon popping out of nowhere. So I don't know what to expect from this episode. I mean, like, I thought we are only fighting Baran, but apparently there's a white dragon out of nowhere. So yeah, he also has that red eyes on him, So I'm looking forward to whatever this particular creature actually is. I guess the general will handle this. I don't think this will be a huge thing in the episode. So we are finally at the final preview image for this particular episode, and we have Choi Jong-in looking very menacing here. So I'm guessing that this might actually be what happened after the fight between Jinwoo versus Baran. Obviously no one knows because the fight take place at a whole nother dungeon. I'm guessing that this might actually tease a new arc for us, and I'm hearing Jeju Island arc since we already have some kind of a teaser of it from the last episode. So yeah, this might actually be something very new. I don't know, but the character design looks great. So Chief Animation Director did an incredible job in this episode. So yeah, I'll be talking more about it in a bit. Alright, with that finally being out of the way, we finally have the stuff list for episode 8 of season 2. Storyboarder for part A, we have Yuka Kuroda. For part B, we have Yoshihiro Kano. For episode director, we have Tatsuya Sasaki. Chief animation director, we have 3 of them: Hiromi Ogata, Tomoko Katasho, and Yukiko Busa. Assistant chief animation director, we have Tomoko Sudo. Action animation director, we have Yoshihiro Kano. And animation director, Takaki Tanabe, Hanayo Kosaka, Kyoka Nakaoka, Namhai Art, Garden of Light Animation. While we have some few animation director assistants, being Noriaki Nihei, Ryusen, Yuzuki Sekine, Tomomi Igarashi, Ayaka Kono, and Hwang Hae-ting. So let's start with the episode director, Tatsuya Sasaki. He is also the episode director for episode 2 of Solo Leveling Season 2, and I would say this is the second most action-packed episode of this particular season, where the fight between Jinwoo and Baraka takes place, and I would say it has a very nice presentation overall. And as episode director, you are basically in charge of every single aspect of this particular episode, so you will be supervising the storyboard, the action scene here and there. So having to see the same director that worked on episode 2 is working on episode 8, I would say overall I am very much having a high expectation for the direction of this particular episode. Next up, we have the role of storyboarder, and for this episode we have 2 of them. Each one of them is handling each half of this particular episode. So we have Yuka Kuroda handling the first half, the A part of the episode. And yes, this is her debut as a storyboarder, basically debuting, and also her debut in Solo Leveling itself. And I would say Yuka Kuroda is a very talented animator. Her animation work are no joke. So I am very much looking forward to see how she handles the storyboarding for this particular episode, for part A at least, because her way of presenting action is very much satisfying to look at. So having to see such a very talented animator taking up the role as storyboard artist for this anime is very much interesting to see. So I am looking forward for her. Meanwhile, for part B, we have Yoshihiro Kano, someone that has been very much good at choreographing dynamic action sequences, and I would say one of the best animator or one of the best stuff, basically their star in this particular show. Yoshihiro Kano is here to contribute another storyboards for Solo Leveling, and you have no idea how long I've been waiting for this person to finally pops up on the actual stuff list, having an actual role, not key animator, but having an actual role in the episode itself. So yeah, Yoshihiro Kano will also be supervising the action animation director. Basically, will be correcting some few action scenes here and there. So this is a good sign. This is the action episode we all have been waiting for. Yoshihiro Kano is here to serve. And as for Chief Animation Director, we have Hiromi Ogata, Tomoko Katasho, and Yukiko Busa, and also Tomoko Sudo. The main character designer for this show is also here to help the Chief Animation Director on supervising and correcting most of the inconsistencies of frames or their faces in this episode. Since this is an action-packed episode, I understand why they need this many Chief Animation Director, and also calling in the main character designer to help to assist them on the role as chief animation director. And yes, I am pretty sure based on the preview image itself, this episode will have some very nice looking frame. And I mean, like, you have Tomoko Sudo working on this episode as well, so I don't think I need worried about this episode. So yeah, those are basically it. Thank you very much for watching this video. I am very much excited. This might actually be the next big episode. So yeah, those are basically it. Yoshihiro Kano Cinema will be here. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in the next solo leveling video. Goodbye.